Welcome to AI Daily Deep Dive, the podcast that brings you the top AI news researched and produced entirely by AI.
Sounds fascinating.
Today, we've got quite a mix of stories for you.
Oh, really?
We'll be covering Elon Musk's shakeup of the U.S. government, an AI coding assistant that's making headlines for all the right reasons, and a potential Oppenheimer moment for AI leaders.
Okay.
So let's just dive right in. Our first story focuses on Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency,
Okay.
or DOGE for short.
Oh, interesting.
This initiative aims to replace thousands of federal employees with AI systems.
That's a pretty bold move. What happens to the employees that remain?
Well, those who keep their jobs are required to submit weekly reports for evaluation by AI. These evaluations then determine their employment status.
Wow, so AI is essentially deciding who gets to keep their jobs. Have they shared any details about these AI systems?
Unfortunately not. There's a real lack of transparency about the specific AI systems being used and how they're making these decisions. And this has raised concerns, particularly given some past experiences with AI in government programs.
Yeah, you're right. There have been some, high-profile cases where AI implementation in government programs has failed.
Exactly. We've seen issues in the Netherlands, the UK, and even here in the US with Michigan's unemployment system. In these cases, AI systems made significant errors, leading to people being wrongly denied benefits.
These past failures really highlight the potential risks involved in relying on AI for such important decisions. Makes you wonder what safeguards are in place to ensure fairness and accuracy.
Right, especially for low-income and marginalized communities who heavily depend on these government services. And what's even more concerning is that back in 2023, the Trump administration revoked President Biden's executive order, which had mandated responsible AI use in government.
That sounds like a complex situation with, potentially significant implications.
Absolutely. And this story really highlights the need for transparency and careful consideration when implementing AI, especially in something as critical as government services. Now let's move on to our next story, which revolves around a very interesting AI coding assistant called Cursor AI.
Oh, I'm curious to hear about this one. Is it something like those tools that write code for you?
It is, but with a twist. This particular AI assistant actually refused to generate code for a user who goes by the username John Twist.
It refused. That's not something you hear every day. What happened?
Instead of simply spitting out the code, Cursor AI advised the user to learn programming themselves so they could truly understand and maintain the racing game code they were working on.
Fascinating. So it's promoting learning over shortcuts. Do you know anything about the technology behind Cursor AI?
It's built on large language models, similar to the technology that powers ChatGPT and Claude. These models have incredible capabilities, but this incident suggests that they might also be evolving to promote responsible use.
Seems that way. It's almost like the AI is encouraging a deeper understanding of coding rather than just relying on automated solutions.
Exactly. It's a great example of how AI can be used to empower individuals to learn and grow, which is quite refreshing to see. What's even more interesting is that Cursor AI's advice aligns with what you often see on programming forums like Stack Overflow.
That's true. Experienced developers often emphasize the importance of understanding the underlying principles of coding rather than just copying and pasting code without comprehending it.
Right. It's a real reminder that while AI can be a powerful tool, it shouldn't replace the need for human expertise and understanding. Speaking of understanding, our next story delves into what some are calling an Oppenheimer moment for leaders in the AI field.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's this Oppenheimer moment all about?
Essentially, it refers to the potential consequences of creating something so powerful that it could have unintended and potentially catastrophic effects. We're seeing massive investments in AI research right now, with the goal of achieving superhuman capabilities in just a few years.
That's a rapid pace of development.
It is. And AI leaders like Sam Altman, Elon Musk, Demis Hassabis, and Dario Amodei are predicting that AI will soon be able to perform most cognitive tasks even better than humans.
Wow. So passing human abilities, that's a significant prediction. I imagine this is sparked some strong reactions.
Definitely. You have figures like Elon Musk warning of potential existential risks from AI. He even puts the chance of human annihilation due to AI at 20%.
Oh, that's a pretty alarming figure. Are there any contrasting viewpoints?
Yes. While some, like Musk, express deep concern about the potential dangers of AI, others are focusing on its potential benefits. Figures like Sundar Pichai and Satya Nadella, for example, highlight AI's potential to transform society in positive ways. They believe its impact will be as significant as previous technological revolutions.
So quite a range of perspectives then.
Yes. And adding another layer of complexity to this is the intense global competition in AI development, especially between the US and China. This competition could lead to a situation where safety measures are overlooked in the race to achieve breakthroughs.
That's a valid concern. A rapid pace of development without proper safeguards could definitely increase the risk of unforeseen consequences.
Exactly. And right now, there's a significant lack of regulation in the AI field. Many companies are relying on voluntary safety commitments, which aren't legally binding.
So it sounds like there's a real push for more oversight and regulation in the AI space.
Absolutely. Some experts are even calling for the establishment of new governing bodies dedicated to overseeing AI development. They suggest modeling these bodies after organizations like CERN, which oversees nuclear research.
That's an interesting proposal. Seems like a sensible approach given the potential risks involved. It will be interesting to see how this debate unfolds in the coming years.
Definitely. This Oppenheimer moment is likely to be a defining theme in the AI landscape for the foreseeable future. But for now, let's take a break from these weighty matters and shift our focus to something a little lighter, the world of sports, specifically figure skating.
Okay, I'm all ears. What does figure skating have to do with AI?
Well, there's a growing discussion about the possibility of using AI to judge figure skating competitions. Imagine AI analyzing every jump, spin, and even the subtlest nuances of artistry.
That's quite a departure from the traditional judging system. What's driving this idea?
The main motivation is to mitigate human bias and achieve more consistent and accurate scoring. As you know, judging in figure skating can be quite subjective, and there have been many instances where allegations of bias have been made.
That's true. And even if there's no intentional bias, human judges are still prone to inconsistencies and errors in judgment.
Exactly. So the idea is that AI, with its ability to process vast amounts of data and analyze movements with precision, could potentially eliminate or at least significantly reduce these subjective elements.
Sounds promising in theory, but are there any practical challenges to implementing such a system?
There are. For one, you would need massive data sets of figure skating performances to train the AI. And these data sets would have to be meticulously labeled, capturing every detail that's relevant to judging.
That makes sense. And what about the artistic elements of figure skating? Can AI truly capture and evaluate those subtle nuances of expression and artistry?
That's a key challenge. But there are researchers who are working on developing AI systems specifically for this purpose. One example is Amelie Chan, a researcher who has proposed a system called Syncrobot.
Tell me more about Syncrobot. How does it work?
It's a fascinating system that utilizes convolutional neural networks, or CNNs, to analyze skater movements in detail. These networks can analyze skater positions, angles, and the timing of their movements with a level of precision that surpasses traditional methods.
So it's not just about identifying the jumps and spins, it's about understanding the quality and execution of those elements.
Exactly. And through deep learning and something called sequence verification, Syncrobot aims to develop an intuition for pose estimation, even in those unusual positions that figure skaters often find themselves in.
It sounds like a very sophisticated system. Do you think it has the potential to revolutionize figure skating judging?
It certainly has the potential to enhance the objectivity and fairness of judging, both in individual and synchronized skating. Of course, more research and development are needed, but it's definitely an exciting area to watch.
Makes you wonder what other applications this technology might have. Could it be used in other sports where judging is subjective?
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
And it raises interesting questions about the role of AI in shaping the future of sports and competition. But we'll have to delve into those questions another time.
Right. Seems like we've reached the end of part 1 of our deep dive. What other fascinating stories do we have in store for today?
Well, for our final story in this part of our deep dive, we're going to shift gears once again and explore how the U.S. Air Force is experimenting with AI for a very different purpose: battle management and tactical command and control.
Oh, that's a pretty dramatic change of pace from figure skating. Tell me more about what the Air Force is doing with AI.
They're essentially exploring how AI can be used to process vast amounts of information, provide actionable insights in real time, and enhance decision-making on the battlefield.
So it's about leveraging AI's ability to analyze data quickly and accurately to gain an edge in combat situations. Which specific unit is leading these efforts?
It's the 805th Combat Training Squadron, also known as SOCN. They're at the forefront of testing and integrating AI-enabled technologies into the Air Force's operations.
What kind of technologies are they working with?
Two notable examples are the Maven Smart System and the Maverick AI application. These systems are designed to assist with tasks like dynamic targeting, threat assessment, and resource allocation.
So they're giving commanders more information and better tools to make decisions. Are they actually testing these systems in real-world scenarios?
Yes, they're running live exercises that simulate dynamic targeting scenarios to see how these AI systems perform under pressure. They're also integrating these AI capabilities with their Mobile Command and Control Kit, known as TOCL.
That's impressive. So they're not just testing these systems in labs, they're actually putting them through their paces in realistic environments.
Exactly. And the feedback they gather from these exercises will help shape the future development of AI-powered battle management systems. This is just the beginning of AI's integration into military operations.
It certainly seems that way. It'll be interesting to see how these technologies evolve and what impact they'll have on the future of warfare.
Absolutely. Well, that concludes part one of our AI deep dives for today. We've covered a lot of ground, from the ethical implications of AI in government to the potential for AI to revolutionize sports and even warfare.
It's been quite a journey so far. I'm looking forward to diving deeper into these stories in part two.
Stay tuned, because we've got even more fascinating insights to share.
Welcome back to AI Daily Deep Dive.
You know, it's incredible how AI is prompting us to rethink so many aspects of our world.
It really is. And in part one, we discussed Elon Musk's government overhaul and his initiative to replace federal employees with AI systems.
Yeah.
This initiative brings up several ethical concerns.
Yeah, that's true. One primary concern is the potential for bias in these AI systems.
Oh, absolutely.
And how those biases could then disproportionately impact low-income and marginalized communities who, rely on government services.
Right.
So it's crucial to ensure that these AI systems are developed and implemented fairly and equitably.
Absolutely. We also talked about Cursor AI, the coding assistant that refused to write code for a user.
Yeah, that was a fascinating story.
Really was. It really highlighted the potential for AI to encourage learning and understanding rather than just providing those quick solutions.
Right. It suggests that maybe AI can play a role in promoting responsible technology use.
Definitely. The fact that Cursor AI's advice mirrored what, experienced developers often recommend is quite remarkable.
Yeah. It's almost as if the AI is embodying the values of the programming community.
Exactly.
Now let's revisit the Oppenheimer moment facing AI leaders.
Right. The realization that the technology they're creating could have unintended and potentially catastrophic consequences.
Right. The stakes are incredibly high as AI rapidly advances towards, achieving those superhuman capabilities.
Right. And this race for AI dominance, particularly between the U.S. and China, could lead to a compromise on safety measures.
Exactly.
Right.
A lack of appropriate oversight and regulation could exacerbate the risks associated with AI development.
This calls for new governing bodies, similar to CERN for nuclear research, to oversee AI development and ensure responsible progress.
Right. Let's shift our focus back to the world of sports and the discussion of using AI to judge figure skating competitions.
The potential for AI to eliminate human bias and achieve more consistent scoring is very intriguing.
Right. AI could analyze every aspect of a skater's performance with precision, potentially leading to more accurate and fair judging.
This could revolutionize how figure skating competitions are judged and ensure a level playing field for all athletes.
Absolutely. Finally, let's delve back into the story about the U.S. Air Force's experiments with AI for battle management.
The idea of AI assisting with dynamic targeting and, real-time decision-making on the battlefield raises crucial questions.
Yeah, about the future of warfare, the role of human soldiers, and, the ethical implications of using AI in combat situations.
Absolutely. The integration of AI into military operations raises significant concerns about accountability and the potential for unintended consequences.
Right. These concerns warrant careful consideration and emphasize the need for robust safeguards.
It's clear that AI is rapidly transforming various aspects of our lives, from government and sports to warfare.
Absolutely.
And in part three, we'll wrap up our deep dive by examining what these stories tell us about the future of AI and its impact on humanity.
Welcome back to AI Daily Deep Dive. We've explored some compelling stories today, from AI's potential role in government to its influence on sports and even warfare.
Yeah, it's fascinating how AI is touching so many different facets of our
It
lives.
really is. And as we wrap up our deep dive, I think it's important to reflect on like the overarching theme that's emerged, this whole idea of control.
Yeah, you're right. That question of who's in control seems to underlie many of the stories we've discussed.
Exactly. Think about Elon Musk's vision of AI running the government. It raises those concerns about accountability and transparency.
And, whether we're really comfortable ceding such crucial decisions to algorithms.
Right, especially when we consider the potential for bias and the impact on, vulnerable communities.
Right.
Then we had the story of Cursor AI, the coding assistant that refused to simply generate code.
Right. That was a powerful example of AI potentially promoting responsible technology use.
Yeah.
It suggests that maybe AI can be more than just a tool for automation. It could also serve as a guide, encouraging us to engage with technology in a more thoughtful way.
And this leads us right back to the Oppenheimer moment facing AI leaders.
The realization that they're creating something incredibly powerful that could have, far-reaching consequences.
Right. Consequences they may not be fully able to predict or control.
Right. And this calls for a deep reflection on the ethical implications of AI development and a collaborative effort to establish clear guidelines and regulations.
We need to ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that benefits, humanity as a whole.
Absolutely.
We also touched upon the potential for AI to transform sports, specifically figure skating judging.
Right. The idea of an AI judge analyzing performances with precision and objectivity, very intriguing.
It could eliminate human bias and create a more level playing field for athletes.
Definitely.
But we also acknowledge the challenges of capturing those nuances of artistry and expression.
Yeah. Which raises questions about the limits of AI's capabilities.
Right. Finally, we explored the U.S. Air Force's experiments with AI in battle management,
Right. The integration of AI into warfare is a significant development.
one that demands careful consideration of the potential risks and ethical implications.
Absolutely.
Autonomous weapon systems, for instance, raise serious concerns about accountability and the potential for unintended consequences.
For sure.
As we conclude our deep dive, it's clear that AI is rapidly changing our world. And these changes are happening across, various domains from government and technology to sports and warfare.
It's essential to approach these advancements with a blend of, excitement and caution.
I agree. We need to engage in open discussions, foster responsible innovation, and ensure that AI is used for the betterment of society.
The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something we shape, collectively through our choices and actions.
So as you continue to explore the world of AI, remember to ask questions, stay informed, and be an active participant in shaping this transformative technology.
Thank you for joining us on AI Daily Deep Dive, where we bring you the top AI news researched and produced entirely by AI.
Until next time, keep exploring the ever-evolving world of AI.